the system itself is anathema to real progressives. I see messages like, oh, MMT, all the economists came out against MMT, modern monetary theory. Interestingly, right? And they said, oh, Ocasio-Cortez is coming out with MMT, and Bernie Sanders has been talking about maybe we can do MMT, make it look, oh, it's so stupid, you can't do that. And years ago, I had dinner with an MIT physicist, and that MIT physicist was well aware. Not only well aware, she wrote books on MMT. And they would have you believe that, oh, it's so crazy. But let me give you a little dirty secret. Republicans are always talking about deficits, how bad deficits are, and what's going to happen to the markets, and the big sucking sound, all these different things about deficits, right? And then when Republicans got into power and they asked Cheney about it, Cheney says, hey, deficits don't matter. And we hated hearing him say that, right? But to some extent, he was right. These are real things. These are not pie in the sky, but they want you to believe that. We have an economic system designed to control the way things are now, not for a new economy where it's more equitable, because our financial system by design depends on there being those super wealthy and the others. But what about if you had an economic system that didn't do that? And MMT supports that kind of system, right? Because when supporting your citizens is not dependent on the central bank deciding if you have to have X amount of dollars or not. Remember, our money is fiat. It's not backed by anything. It is backed by faith. Let me ask you this. If you go outside and you see potholes, if you go out into your neighborhood and you see old buildings that need repair, if you go out and you see a lot of things that need to be done, that's numero uno. Numero dos. Number two, if you also go out and realize that there are a lot of unemployed people, right? So there's a whole lot of work to be done. There's a whole lot of unemployed people. What is it that's stopping you from taking those unemployed people and putting them to work? Well, where's the money going to come from? You have admitted that you have an economic system that is a failure. MMT would have simply said, you need a job. There's work to be done. Do it. When you have a deficit spending, that means you're continuously putting more money into the economy without somebody taking it back out, right? So you can get hyperinflation under certain situations, but you only get hyperinflation if you don't have the goods to buy if there are shortages. We don't have that. And that is why, even with these crazy deficits, the reason we still don't have inflation is because we don't have money chasing goods. We have goods chasing money. Our productivity is so huge, and so few people took advantage of it because it all goes to the top. And those people are not letting go that money. They're hoarding that money. So MMT and these other policies that people laugh at when they say, oh, yeah, really right. We should be laughing at our current economic system. If you want to demean something, what you do is you demean that which does not work. What is it that's not working right now? The current economic model is a failure. It has stagnated for the vast majority of people, and it threw poverty onto the rest. And it does not have to be that way. What I tell Democrats that are running, be progressive. Tell Americans that you are going to give them health care. Tell Americans that you are going to give them pay it forward college. Tell Americans that you're going to supply a leave. Tell Americans that you're going to do everything, and then call everything that you've just told them you're going to do a war. A war on poverty, a war on debt, a war on all these things, and solve the problem. Go out there and diligently, boldly tell them there is the money to do it, because we create the money. And it's a hard concept to understand because we've been indoctrinated for so long. But it's so important for us to understand how this stuff works. That you've been lied to, okay? You've been lied to in order to keep a few people wealthy. And not you. Being able to live the life that you deserve, the life that you can have. Americans are great at suffering in silence. Americans are great at not letting out how they are. So we see all those people at these stores doing fine. We don't see the millions that are not, because nobody's looking at them. And we are so good at suffering in silence. You want to know where a lot of this hate is coming from? You know why I don't hate the racists? You know why I don't hate the supremacists? These guys are begging for help. And you know what? It is that inner, a lot of folks say, oh no, these people are they're just racist. Hey, I know, I'm not stupid, but it's deeper. It is deeper. And if we don't start looking at things in a deeper perspective, in a deeper level, we're never going to solve the problem.